You're listening to Fit Talk with Coach Luis. This is a special segment we call the Monday Morning Brew. The Monday Morning Brew.
Welcome back. Hope you're all having a great start to your day. I am Luis, and Ashley is with us today. Yes. Hopefully you guys are grabbing your marinated bean water or tea. And I have to say, I'm so thankful that you guys choose to listen to us. And I hope that we help kick off your day in a positive and focused way. Well, today we're stepping into week 3. Week 3 already. I mean,
Man, I can't believe that.
it's crazy. This month has flown by. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's week 3 of those smart fitness journey that we've been talking about since the beginning. But if you've
Mhm.
made it this far, just take a second, guys, and acknowledge that. You know, most people fall off after week 1, but not you. You're still here. You're
Yep.
still showing up, and that matters.
Heck yeah, it does. Absolutely. So yes, week 3 is where your habits start to take shape. It's where your brain begins to recognize, oh, we're doing this now.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also where boredom, doubt, or life's distractions can really creep in. So, today we're talking about how to upgrade your consistency, keep your momentum alive, and of course, stay connected to your why.
Yeah. So hopefully you guys can get some good tips out of today's episode. But
hmm
and we'll talk about what makes week 3 unique. So week 3, like what Ashley was just saying, is a turning point. So it's not because you're suddenly doing harder workouts, but because you're building identity. In week 1, you were trying something new. In week 2, you were proving to yourself that you could stick with it. But week 3, that's where you're becoming the kind of person who moves their body on purpose. This is where your fitness shifts from a task to a lifestyle. That's where it's becoming the whole lifestyle change, right? So there's a catch though. Week 3 is where also all that novelty wears off. So, you know, you might feel like a little bored, a little tired, a little tempted to skip a day or so, or even a little unsure if you're making progress. All of that stuff is normal. It doesn't mean that you're failing whatsoever. It just means that you're transitioning. So remember, guys, this week is about leaning into the routine, not running from it.
hmm Yeah. Well, I want to reconnect with our why because we talk about that every single week so far.
Hmm.
So, just to pause and reconnect with something that's important, which is going to be why are you doing this? What is your
Absolutely.
why? So, why did you start this journey? What were you hoping to feel? What were you hoping to change? And what were you hoping to prove to yourself? Because your why is your anchor that keeps things or that it keeps you motivated, basically. And, it's the thing that keeps you going when motivation fades.
Yep.
So, so let's take a moment and bring that reason back to the forefront of your mind. And that's what's going to carry you through week 3, basically.
Yeah, I like that. It's always so important to know what our why is. It's just so important to like I'll share like my why in general is my why is to continue to do the things that I love for a longer period of time. That's it. I want to be mobile. You know, I want to be able to just keep up with my nephews, keep up with as many people as possible. Bry as she's getting older, you know, all these things. I want to be able to keep up with all of it. And I want to be able to look back and thank my past self for doing the work, for putting in time and doing the hard things so that myself now down the road could be able to enjoy it and reap those benefits. And that to me is what my why is. I want to see everyone grow as much as possible, you know, see my nephews have not grand have my see my nephews have their own kids. So basically like that, like see some, you know, just generations go by, and I want to keep up with them. I think there's so much there's so much to see, so much to do. Like there's so many traveling things that I know that we just want to keep on doing, that we can't do them if our health isn't there. We just can't. And
Yeah.
I don't want to be that person that didn't take care of themselves and now I'm a burden to everybody else because of that reason. If there's things that are out of our control, of course, it's a whole different story. But if it's just
Right.
because of that, like a healthy lifestyle choice, and you just chose not to do it, I don't I couldn't do it. I couldn't live with myself because of that. So I don't want to be that person. So I want to be able to just do more and just live fully and more a much better quality of life. That's my why.
Mhm. Yeah.
Do
No,
you want to
that's
share
awesome.
yours?
Yeah, well, I mean, my why is obviously my daughter, and I want to be that active parent. And, I don't want my daughter to grow up and be like, oh, mom, all she did was sit on the couch. We didn't do anything.
Right?
Like, but I also, I mean, it also comes down to like, if she sees me have these habits, she's more likely to follow in that as well. And then
Yeah.
she's going to gain the really good habits. But then there's going to be a time that she's going to, grow up, she's going to get married, and then she's going to have kids. And, I want to be the same type of grandparent where I'm very active and involved with, a lot of that stuff. And I don't want to be, you know, bound to, oh, a chair or something that like just keeps me from doing that if
Yeah.
I can help it.
Absolutely.
Um,
I love that. And it's so true because you're leading by example. You know,
mhm.
you're you're being that change that you want to see in your family. That's what you're doing. Same thing like with my nephews is how it's been. I've always been the one constant in their entire life, actually my whole family's life, of always working out, going to the gym. That's always been my thing. And when they're here, they go with me in the mornings now, and they love doing it now. They're like, "Oh, can you help me with the workout routine?" And I know even Bry's been like, "I'll go work out with you, mom." Sure. Like it
Mhm.
just takes time, and then they see how we feel, how much better we are, like mentally, like all of those things. They get to see that stuff, and I mean, to
Yeah.
be strong is cool. So you know,
It really is. And there's so many benefits to it. But yeah, Braylee's, she's gotten a lot more active. And it was so funny because the other day she goes, man, my legs are like super sore, mom. And I said, that's awesome. I love when my body is sore from a workout
yeah,
because then mentally, I guess it just like triggers something mentally in myself that I'm like, I really worked out.
yeah,
I'm like,
absolutely.
I pushed my muscles.
Well, you
And
did,
so
yeah,
that's a good thing. Yeah. And,
yeah.
and so like to me, even though it hurts, and you're doing the whole like holding on to 5 million things just to sit, or you're doing the whole like I'm just gonna fall backwards onto the couch because it hurts too bad. But I love that I will hurt all day long if it's that kind of hurt.
It's like a good
So
sore. Yeah.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
I mean it I don't know, mentally on my end, it's like, oh, that means I did good. And that means that this will help repair, like my body's going to repair these muscles, and that means I got my gains in.
Yeah. Well, yeah, yeah, that's exactly it. When you do those exercises and you feel that soreness, you create those micro tears that we want to in our muscles,
Mhm.
and that's your body adapting to it. So that's like that, you feeling that soreness is like, "Ooh, we did something really hard and now we better go
Yeah.
repair ourselves." And that's why it's important. We should probably have a episode just on that because there's so much that's involved in that.
Oh
But
yeah. Oh
yeah,
yeah.
that's exactly all that happens. So that's really good.
Yeah.
And that'll be actually a pretty good thing to kind of talk about next is like a challenge for
Mhm.
everyone. Like, thinking about our whys, thinking about like motivation and stuff. And so sometimes we just might not feel like we want to do the actual workout we had planned. So this is a really good challenge for anyone. It's 4 days. It's so for the next 7 days, the goal is super simple. Just complete 4 days of intentional movement, any style, any length. So it's not about perfection or intensity. It's just 4 days where you can choose to move your body on purpose. And here are the movement options. And of course, we'll put these on the description and on the social media. So these are the movement options: a 20-minute walk, or a 10-minute strength routine, or a stretching or mobility session, or a dance break, or a yoga flow, a beginner workout video, or a bike ride. Probably not if you're in the parts of the world right now where it's all snow, but
Right? Like this
maybe an
week in
indoor
Oklahoma.
bike ride. Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe
a
an
cycle.
indoor bike ride, or a swim indoor swim in a heated pool, or a hike. If you're where I am, I guess you can still go like for a, well, there's no mountains here, so you can go on a trail walk on a trek,
There you go.
or even cleaning or yard work. If it gets your heart rate up, basically, is what we want to do. And
Hmm.
let me tell you about yard work, people.
Oh my
I
gosh, yeah.
so there's so much here. When I go back out here to this jungle and I start working in the yard, I track it. I hit my Garmin watch, I put it on their house chores, and I just go. And
Mhm.
because I send you pictures of it, I'm burning like 1,600
Yeah,
calories with
I
this
know. I'm so
yard work.
jealous.
But even when you do your yard work with the lawn work, like, how does that go for you?
Oh yeah. I mean, during the summer, like the spring and summertime when I have to start mowing front and backyard, and then I weed eat, and then I'm in an HOA, so, of course I have to blow all my little clippings and make it look all pretty. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I turn on my Garmin watch and yeah, I like it's gosh, it's on average about 7 to 750 I burn calories.
Yeah,
So, which I'm like I love.
absolutely. Same. I'm right there with you. And it's, but I think that's also part that'll bring us to back to that motivation thing we were talking about. Because
Hmm.
if you're tracking what you're doing and you can see, because sometimes you might wonder, oh, am I making any progress? Was this even work? Track
Right.
it. If you have a tracker, perfect way to see how you're actually burning calories by doing that. So I love my Garmin watch. That they didn't pay me to say this. I've had it for a long
No.
time and I love it. But if they
Yeah.
want to sponsor an episode, Garmin, you know how to reach me.
Yeah. That would be amazing. I
So
love them too.
yeah, they're just fantastic. And I love, especially for hikes, we can just track ourselves, GPS mode, even if there's no cell service, it'll bring you
Hmm.
right back to where you started. It's awesome. But
Hmm.
the the point, going back to the movements, it's just we can give us those little intentional movements, and which is the goal. It's not overall, not more performance based, just intentional movement. And you might be wondering why it works. It helps because it strengthens our habit loop. It helps build confidence. It helps keep our goals flexible. That way we have a lot of different options to choose from. One thing might not work for us, but the other one might work for us. And it also
Yep.
reduces the start over Monday cycle where it's like, all right, I guess everything's starting over. I missed a few days here or there. I'll just start over on Monday. No, go for a 20-minute walk. Do any of
Hmm.
those things. Again, the point is to be intentional with your movement. And
Yeah.
also, it helps us feel proud of our consistency. Because again, if
Hmm.
we're like, man, I didn't get in my workout, oh, it's all over, it's ruined. No, again, do a stretch or do a dance break, something. So that's it. 4 days. You can absolutely do this. And again, it's super simple. And if you're going to do it, let us know. I would love to hear from you guys.
Yeah, me too. Well, I want to talk about how to stay accountable this week,
Mm-hmm.
as always, without shame and without pressure. I mean, we've kind of talked about all the different ways, but I
Yep.
love to recap about it because, one, it's using a simple tracking system. Like we were talking about the Garmin, or, a lot of people have Fitbit or
Yep.
the Whoop. Um, I mean, there's so many out there,
So
so
many.
it's really whatever works for you. But, the tracking system itself, whether it's a calendar or your watch, notes app, a whiteboard, or we even talked about just a little sticky note on wherever you go. So whether it's
Yep.
on a mirror or your fridge, whatever works for you, because seeing your progress is going to keep your brain engaged.
Yeah, 100%.
Two, we continuously talk about this. Celebrate those small wins.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that is the best thing to do. I love to celebrate small wins.
Yeah.
I don't care how small they are. Like, I'm all about it. So did you move for 10 minutes? That counts.
Yep.
Did you stretch instead of skipping entirely? Hey, that counts too. So small wins do stack up. Three, pair your movement with something enjoyable. So, whether it's your favorite playlist, a podcast episode, a walk with a friend, or a show you can only watch while on the treadmill, because pleasure makes habits stick. So, I mean, going, on the treadmill, I make sure to pick my favorite playlist that's going to keep me motivated to keep
Yep.
going.
That's right.
So
And
it's got to fit my mood.
yeah, and you know what? Speaking on that point, maybe one of the goals could be preparing. All right, what is my playlist going to sound like? And if whatever you're doing, like you said, like your treadmill thing, having your
Mhm.
playlist, like picking it beforehand and then having it ready to where like, all right, this is a section where I can kind of like take a breather, slow down a bit for this next song or two, and then the next few are like hardcore. And then I'm gonna
Mhm.
go as high as I can. But yeah, you
Yeah.
just play around with it. Yeah.
Well, and I mean, I do. Like, I have on my streaming device, I I go to and I have them labeled. Like, this is my, if I'm lifting weights, like this
Yep.
is my workout playlist. And then now, that I'm starting to add running into my workouts, for the 5K, then I'm trying to find something that's like kind of a little bit quicker paced,
Yeah.
that keeps me like, I almost try to match the tempo.
That's smart. Yeah.
So when I run, which keeps me going and going. So yeah, like I label them. Like, if I really like that playlist, okay, now this is my running playlist. So yeah, it makes it so
Nice.
much easier when you do that.
Nice.
But and of course, four is don't let one missed day turn into a missed week. And I think that kind of goes back to your um before, where you said, you let's not do the start over Monday cycle.
Mm-hmm.
We're like, oh, I was planning on working out Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I missed Monday, and just like, oh, okay, well, whatever, I'll just start all over next Monday. You know, by if you skip a day, just make sure not to spiral. You want to pick it up where you
Yeah.
left off, because that consistency is built on returning over and over again. And you know, if something happens on Monday, okay, well then we're going to start over on Tuesday, the very next day.
Right.
And then, if it doesn't work out that day, okay, we're going to start over on Wednesday. So I think people tend to get into these habits of, oh, we're going to start at the new year. Oh, we're going to start on Monday. Oh, we're going to start next month on the first of next month.
Mhm.
Just starting is going to be great, because then you're going to build that consistency, and it doesn't have to be perfection.
100%. And that's where that all those little movement options can come into play too. If you're
Hmm.
just it could also be that the goals you set might be too intense and that's why you keep push it off. So just revisit that stuff. It's fine. Again, those goals are not set in stone. So revisit those things and make sure that you're always feeling positive. You don't want to associate those goals again, like we've talked about before. We don't want to associate those things with negativity. We want to make sure that it's something that's actually doable for us to do. But okay, let's do a quick guided reflection like we did last time. This will kind of like help us kind of recenter some things, just kind of refocus and kind of give us some nice little tips, if that's what you want to call it, or just something, a good visual that you can kind of start thinking through for the beginning of the week. So take a breath with me. Now think about the version of yourself that you're becoming. The one who moves with intention, the one who honors their body, the one who shows up even when it's not exciting. Now ask yourself, what's one small action I can take today to support that version of me? How do I want to feel at the end of this week? And what would make me proud 7 days from now? So think on these. I would even suggest writing them down and hold on to those answers. Those will be your compass for week 3. So remember, week 3 is where consistency becomes identity, where effort becomes routine, where small steps start to feel natural. It's literally becoming part of your lifestyle. So that's where it's going to start becoming more and something more that you do naturally. Remember, you don't need to be perfect. You don't need to be intense 24/7. You just need to keep showing up 4 days this week with intention and compassion. All right, well, that's a wrap. If this episode helped you guys, share it with someone who's on their own fitness journey as well. Pay it forward. So as always, thank you for taking your time out of your day to join us. Ashley and I really, really do appreciate it.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. Remember to be kind to yourself and to be kind to each other. Be helpful, be useful, and tell your loved ones how much you love them. Call a friend who's crossed your mind randomly and just say hi. Pay it forward. Buy that person behind you in the drive-thru a coffee. I love doing that. I think, and I know you love doing that too. That's like one of your favorite things to do.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite things to do.
Yeah, and just spread the love and kindness wherever you can. And above all, guys, be the change that you want to see in the world. So we will see you next time, and get ready. Week 4 is going to be the wrap-up episode for the SMART Goals series that we've been doing since the 1st of January to kick off the New Year's. That's where we'll start talking about different things like momentum, confidence, long-term sustainability. Ashley gave a really good suggestion about talking through supplementation, things like that, do's and don'ts, and so on. So
Facts and myths.
yeah, that'll be gonna be a lot of fun. So stay tuned. This is Luis, and Ashley is with us. Yup. And you've been listening to the Monday Morning Brew. I'll see you next time, everybody. Bye, guys.
Thanks for checking out Fit Talk with Coach Luis. Remember to follow us on social media, on Instagram at Live to Progress, and on Twitter at Live2Progress. Stay tuned for more episodes of Fit Talk with Coach Luis coming soon. And remember, always live to progress.